Hey, what's up, people? We're back at it Thursday. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you guys had a great week. We're towards the latter part of our week now, and it's time to dive in and receive something you can chew on and take you into your weekend. So thank you for tuning in again. Make sure you share this, let your friends know, loved ones know. On Monday, I began a topic that geared around or centered on parents and mentors and raising up and doing certain things to prepare your son or daughter or your mentee for their future, okay? And you have a responsibility to do that. So I said on Monday, I actually had two things I shared. The first two principles or the first two keys I shared on Monday. Number one was prayer, okay? Cover them in prayer. Again, I don't know where everyone is at as far as their spirituality. Maybe you're not spiritual, and that's okay. I'm just sharing what worked for me today. So number one was prayer, and this is in relation to my son who's off to college now. I'm excited about that. Actually, I was on the phone with him last night, just talked to him a little bit, let me know how things are going, up at Clarion University. And just started, some classes and so forth. So this is in relation to my son, but also too, I incorporated some of these things throughout my life when I served the role as a mentor, okay? So these things, again, can transfer or applicable not just for parents, but also for mentors, okay? So I'm speaking to mentors today. And I'm sure a lot of you are considered a mentor to someone somewhere, okay? So hopefully what I share can add to what you already know, but also maybe enlighten you or encourage you or spark something else to the point where, you can make some adjustments or you can do certain things to make sure your mentee, because it's all about making sure your mentee is in position to be successful in the future. It's all about making sure your mentee is in position to be successful in the future, okay? Because I'm a firm believer that the key to success in life, for young people, the key to success in life is having a mentor, having the right mentor, because there are wrong mentors. There are wrong mentors out there, and they will steer you in the wrong direction. As a matter of fact, when the right mentor is absent, they're vulnerable to the wrong mentor. I'll say it again. When the right mentor is absent or not present, they're vulnerable or they're open to receiving the wrong mentor, okay? That's why it's so important that young people, children, have that endorsement, have that protection, have that love, because they're so vulnerable, and the world, the streets, there are a lot of people who don't mean them any good. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. There are people out there who do not have their best interests at heart. So on the streets, inner city youth, there's drug dealers, there's gangs. There are people who are charting their demise, okay? So step to the plate, step up. If there's a young kid next door to you up the street, there's somebody who doesn't have that mentorship, who's without a parent, who's lacking, you step up to the plate, you initiate, okay? So I would encourage you today. I don't know who this is for, but maybe God laid somebody in your heart recently. Maybe it was a long time ago and you just never acted on it. That can happen too. You can have somebody in your heart. You can think about somebody. If you continually thinking about someone, they're on your heart, there's a reason why, okay? So don't dismiss it anymore. Step to the plate. You'll be amazed. There are some people who are waiting on the other side of your obedience. There are some people who are waiting on the other side of your obedience. They're locked in They're locked in, waiting for you. Okay? All right? Your sphere of influence, they're waiting for that. So I want to encourage you. All right? Step out. Don't be afraid. You'll be amazed. All right? So, first principle. Let's get into it now. This is continuing our family talk. I said last week, this is more of a family. We're sitting around the campfire and we're just talking a little bit. So, the very first principle was prayer. Second one was love and protect. Okay, that was the second one. They got to feel loved and protected. When a child feels loved and protected, they're confident in themselves and they're confident when they walk out your door. When they have that support, that solid protection, there's a peace and a security in them, and they won't be afraid to attempt to do great things. But when it's absent, when the love and protection is absent, that's when they're vulnerable and they lack the confidence and they'll latch on to people that they shouldn't. All right. So today, number 3. Let me get a drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. Number 3 is your seed, your responsibility. Key number 3 is you must invest and feed the hunger. All right? Put that on the screen for you. You guys see it? Invest / feed the hunger. And what do I mean by that? When I was a child, my mom and dad, my dad, God rest his soul. My dad was my first mentor. Okay. My parents made a major commitment when they knew basketball was my passion. Okay. They made investments in me to attend summer basketball camps. Okay. I would say when I was a kid, I attended 3 to 5 basketball camps every summer. Some summers 3, some 4, some 5. And these weren't cheap and they weren't free. Okay? But my parents made an investment in me because they knew that's what my passion was, and they knew that was going to be a major part of my future. So, what am I saying? I want to say to you, you have a son or a daughter, or you have a mentee, okay? Make an investment. I tell parents all the time, some parents are so conscious of how much something costs, how much something costs. They're worried about the cost, and therefore sometimes if they deem it too expensive, they won't do it for their child. I'm very stern with this. I'm a firm believer in this. Okay, if your son or daughter is passionate about something, it may not be a sport. Mine was basketball. Your son or daughter may love to play the piano. They may be into buying and selling. They may love to do certain things when it comes to I was going to say real estate, but maybe they're not old enough for that. But maybe their lane is something else, okay? Maybe they like doing things with their hands, okay? Maybe, whatever the case might be. When that is identifiable, as a parent, it's your responsibility to invest in that and position them in the right way so that they can get the necessary tools and resources that they need to grow and to excel. That's important. Okay, I need to teach a parenting one-on-one class because I see a lot of parents miss the mark here because some parents look for cheap opportunities. And I know I'm stepping on some toes now. Sorry if I'm coming in your living room. I'm sitting right next to you. I said this is family talk today. All right. Here's the thing. You need to invest because when you invest, you're not losing. Making an investment in the world terms, in business, you make an investment, you will get a return later, okay? People make investments every day, okay, in stocks, in different things. You invest at your job, okay? You invest your time at your job. You invest your time at your job, and guess what? In 2 weeks, you're going to get a paycheck. So it wasn't time lost, it was time invested. Oh, man, did you guys get that? It's not time lost. It's time invested. It's not money lost. It's money invested. Okay? And some people's children are suffering because their mom or dad is tight. Okay? They're tight. And the child is suffering. And I don't know who I'm speaking to. Maybe it's not you, but maybe it's a friend of yours, okay? But my parents invested in me. All right, I'm thankful for that. They went in the hole sometime. They spent money they didn't have, you know? But guess what? I received a basketball scholarship to play at the University of Richmond. Fully paid. A scholarship, Division I college basketball. I was a 4-year starter. And I graduated with a degree in speech communication. There's the ring for it, guys. University of Richmond. Basketball. Has the campus on it, okay? That proves it. Okay? I graduated with a degree in speech communication and a minor in sports science. University of Richmond is one of the top academic institutions in the South. My parents' investment paid off. It doubled, tripled. Their investment quadrupled, okay? Because they sacrificed. They sacrificed along the way. Because they knew what my passion was. And they fed my hunger. The thing is, once you realize the appetite, once you see their appetite for something, it's your job to feed the hunger. Okay? As a parent, it's your job to feed the hunger. I know I'm spending a lot of time on principle number 3. But I think a lot of parents are missing the mark here, okay? Invest, feed the hunger. Investments, you don't lose, okay? You're sowing, and eventually you'll reap what you've sown, okay? But you can't expect to reap where you have not sown. You can't expect dividends, okay? You can't expect results if you have not put in what belongs, okay? You can't expect that. So I'm going to encourage you today. All right? So that's number 3. Number 4. You guys ready for number 4? Drum roll, please. All right. Number 4 is you must teach and model. Okay? You must teach and model. Okay. What is that? You might be saying, okay, Gerald, what is that? All right. So there are certain things that you need to teach them practically about life. Education is not limited to the classroom, okay? And so many people today limit education to the classroom. So many parents. The mindset is the school will take care of them. The mindset of a lot of parents is education, them going to school, okay, it's the school's job to raise my son or daughter. It's the school's job to teach them. It's a school job to do A, B, and C. While as a parent, you go to work and you come home and you do your thing and you haven't spent 5 minutes with your son or daughter. But you're thinking it's a school job to educate them. Okay? And wrong answer. Okay? If you do that, your son or daughter is going to be raised by someone else. Your son or daughter is going to be mentored and educated by someone else that you probably want to approve of. So, what am I saying? Teach them daily principles. Teach them about life. Teach them about banking. Teach them about making decisions. I taught my son about certain things, when he was 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade, just different little things here and there. Even business concepts, okay? He wasn't too young, all right? So now, guess what my son wants to major in college? Business. He's seen his dad own his own business. He's seen his dad as an entrepreneur. He's seen his dad as a pioneer. He's seen me as someone who is an innovator. Now, my son wants to do the same thing. But I not only taught it, I modeled it. Okay? I don't believe in this concept here. You hear a lot of parents say this. Do as I say, not as I do. I'm sure you guys heard it before. Maybe you heard it when you was a child. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay? I don't, that can get you but so far. I know some people are living by that motto and, thankfully the child understands that and the child has enough maturity to be able to separate the two, that my mom is living a certain life or she's living a certain way, but she don't want that for me. And that can take you, like I said, to a certain point. And some people have succeeded with that, and that's great. So I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I'm saying what's more effective and what holds more credibility is when the parent or the mentor, what he says out of his mouth is reflected in his life. What he says out of his mouth, the son or daughter can see it modeled before them. That's where the credibility comes into play. So what you teach, model that life, okay? Now, I want you to notice something that's very important. I'm going to wrap it up now, okay? I want you to notice something. The number one principle I shared on Monday was prayer, okay? That's praying to God and trusting Him and asking the Lord to give you guidance on certain things. The number two thing was love and protect, okay? Notice that it wasn't teach or model. It's not at the top. The top is love and protect. The bottom is teach and model. Here's the reason for that. And I'm going to end with this saying. I heard this years ago, okay? I think it was from, I listened to certain speakers and leaders, Max Lucado, John Maxwell, Miles Monroe, different people. I think it was John Maxwell that said this years ago. I have a couple of his books. He said, people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. People don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. So when you start with love, let love be the motivator. Okay, when you start with love, and they sense and feel that you have their best interest out. You love me regardless. When people sense that, then you can share with them, and they have an open heart and open mind to listen to what you got to say. They'll listen to your wisdom. They'll listen to your guidance because they know you have their best interest at heart. Okay? So don't start with the teaching and model without a relationship. Oh, I got something else. Rules without relationships lead to rebellion. I'll end on that one. Rules, if you have all rules without a relationship, that will lead to rebellion. Because without the connection, if it's about laws and fulfilling laws and do's and don'ts, then you're going to raise up a child who's more focused on the do's and the don'ts, okay? But their heart was never changed. They just did it because you said so. So the heart wasn't changed. They just did it because you said sit down. Okay, they just did it because my mom and dad said that. Okay, connect with your son or daughter. Spend time with them. All right? Man, I could go on and on, but thank you again for tuning in. Again, sometimes I'm going to share things that's going to be challenging, but it's for your good. All right? Again, comment, say something. Let me know what you thought. And you guys have a great weekend. Don't forget to like our page, Jarman International. We're well over 1,000 followers now, so I'm thankful for that. And we're continuing to build. We're continuing to climb. Don't forget my book, okay? You can go on my website, Jarman, www.jarmanintl.com. You can make your purchase, and you'll receive your own copy in the mail. Or you can download a digital copy. You also can do that too, all right? Thank you for tuning in. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday.
Perfect.